Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fifth episode of Par for the Course. I'm Daniel Allegretto, and I'm joined by Julian Garcia,
What's up?
along with a very special guest that we have mentioned in the past. She goes by the name of Yo-Yo Velocity. Welcome.
Hello.
So today is a bit of a different type of episode. It's not going to be a regular podcast story. We're going to be looking at subreddits on Reddit, and we're just going to be sharing our opinion. So we're going to start off relatively light with shower thoughts, and then we'll get into some other, maybe slightly more in-depth topics.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about Instagram and TikTok being cracked for narcissists?
All right, so Julian, what do you think? Do you think Instagram and TikTok are crack or narcissists or not?
100%. Yeah. Well, for the most part, because especially with like with Instagram, right? It's honestly every single page that you come up on, it's going to be a lot of people taking selfies of themselves, right? Just putting themselves out there, which isn't that bad. That doesn't make you a narcissist. But as soon as you go on TikTok, there's like tits and ass and like men with their shirts off everywhere and like doing thirst traps and everything. So you can't say that it's not.
That's true.
True.
There's a lot of thirst traps.
Yeah.
Not even good ones. Sorry, but like, I mean, at least make it good if you're gonna try and make yourself look hot.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I agree with what you were saying. Like, just because you're posting on TikTok and Instagram doesn't make you a narcissist, but for people who are narcissistic, it's definitely like, oh my God, they probably get high off of that.
Oh yeah, like seeing the hundreds or even like tens of likes is literally their self-worth in numbers.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a toxic thing though, that they're like kind of like confident? Is it though? Like if you're confident enough to like post yourself,
well,
in that way, is it? Because that brings upon like the question like OnlyFans, right? Like,
oh well, that's different.
I know it's different, but like for the like some of the content is not practically the same thing, but like the concept is the same. You're putting yourself out there, right? At least in some context.
I think what's toxic isn't like the fact that you're putting yourself out there. It's like the dependency you gain on the reactions from you putting yourself out there.
Yeah, it's like basing your self-worth off numbers.
Yeah. But like if you can separate yourself, like your self-worth from like the numbers and stuff, then it's like whatever, it's just for fun. You can do whatever you want.
Like the attention seeking kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if I were TikTok famous, I would definitely cave in and be a narcissist. Shit. For sure.
True. Orange is the only color you can taste. Disagree.
What does that mean? Well, orange is a color, and then orange is an orange. So technically, you can taste an orange, and it's the name of a color, so you can taste it.
Oh, I guess I see what it means. I was thinking like orange is the only color you can like visualize or like feel the taste of just by thinking of color.
Nope. I'm pretty sure it's talking about how like it's the only food that's the name of a color.
So
well, isn't technically pear like they have colors and like isn't pear a color?
Yeah.
No one thinks of the color when they think of pear. I think orange, you think of either the fruit or the color.
Like what about like violet?
But no.
What?
No. When I think that's a flower.
That's a flower, yeah. Well, you could taste a flower, yeah.
No one
like,
eats flowers for fun.
Yeah, no.
They do.
Retsy's onto something though. It's saying it's the only color that you can taste. It's violet. It's a color,
for example, like rose. Rose is a color, and roses have a really strong taste and smell. Like
you just go around eating flowers.
No, but I have like
it's quite delicious.
No, but like I've tried to drinks that use like rose extract, and it like it's so strong you can tell it's rose.
Being ripped off,
for real. Like
just lemonade. It's just pink lemonade.
Well, like it wasn't my drink. I didn't like it. I did not like it.
Take a flower off a bush and just start chewing.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I've had cactus before.
Cactus is good. Cactus is really popular in Mexico.
That's where I had
It's not that
it.
exotic, Daniel.
That's where I had it. It was like a smoothie.
Gosh.
Ooh,
A
guys,
smoothie?
I found another good
Well, it wasn't
one.
a cactus smoothie. It was like a whole bunch of vegetables and shit.
Oh, okay. Which one did you find?
Uh,
What? Do you see the
Did you
Helen
see the
Keller
Helen
one?
Keller one? Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
If death is go ahead.
if death is a black void of consciousness, Helen Keller, who died in her sleep, must have been so confused. Yeah, she probably was. She was just.
Well, yeah, I think you can feel. The question is like, in your sleep, when you're done in your sleep, can you like feel it still? Like, can you tell it's like, oh, my body's fucking up, you know?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have anyone we can ask.
Well,
They're
she was
probably
just
all
blind
dead.
and deaf, right? Or am I thinking
Yeah.
of someone else? Okay. She couldn't see, she couldn't hear. She could still feel.
Mhm.
So.
It's so weird. Like, that's actually kind of like hurting my brain though, because then like,
Well, I think there's like a tiny bit of consciousness that you still have once you die, but it lasts for like just a few seconds. So,
Interesting.
yeah,
don't
but
know.
she couldn't see or hear.
yeah, maybe it's just
like,
thoughts.
Sensation.
Well, here's
Yeah.
here's an interesting story. So, it's in a Metallica song, but I think it's originally from a book called Johnny Got His Gun, and it takes place during World War One. And this soldier, right? He either I forget what the story is, but he either like steps on a landmine or something. He gets hit by an explosive, right? And he loses his sight, hearing, taste, and all of his limbs. So he is just like basically, and he's being kept alive in a hospital, right? And he cannot do anything. He can't move his arms. He can't, well, he doesn't have any arms. Can't get up, can't speak. He can't hear, he can't see. He literally cannot do anything. So he doesn't know if he's awake or dreaming or anything. But what he ends up doing is the only thing he can do is he can move his head. So he taps out "kill me" in Morse code by like
No.
tapping his head against the pillow. And it's like, that's kind of terrifying. Not being like, you don't know if you're alive or not because you can't do anything. You're just existing. You don't know if you're sleeping. You don't know if you're awake. You don't know if you're dead. You're just kind of in this like limbo state. And that is like,
Oh, I feel
is
like he
terrifying.
probably knew. Like, I'm sure he knew because he could still like. I know he lost his sense of taste, but he still had like sense of touch, right? Obviously, like if people were moving him around, he could probably feel that. But then again, like he couldn't communicate. He couldn't receive any signals, like what's happening. So that's probably very like. I don't know. I couldn't even imagine it.
yeah, that's scary as shit.
Well, maybe that's what like being in a coma is like, or like sleep paralysis. You know?
Maybe a coma. I don't think sleep paralysis. It's just like you're awake, but you can't move. And it's like, oh shit. Like you get stunned. It's like, oh, I'm not doing so well, and then you can move again. It's like when your mind wakes up before your body or something. But a coma, that's I would say probably more like it.
Yeah.
Wait, I think, guys, I just thought of a shower thought, right? That's kind of like related to the Helen Keller one. So then, okay, so let's say, for like Helen Keller, she couldn't, since birth, she couldn't, see or hear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then, but she knew how to like read Braille and all that. So did she think in words or did she think in Braille?
I don't know. 'Cause she never heard like English or anything, right? So
Yeah.
True.
Because when you think in your, like for us, right? When you think in your, at least in my case, when I think in my head, I have like an audible voice in my head, right?
Yeah.
I'm not thinking like words. Well, she never spoke. She can't hear. And the only like form of communication or like words in a sense is Braille. So I wonder, does she how does her thoughts work? Like, does she visualize it? I don't
I
know.
have no
I don't
idea. That is a
know.
great question.
That is a question for a scientist.
That's like a 2-hour philosophy video.
I feel like Mr. Maddox could have answered that.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah, he
god,
could've.
do not.
Am I
please.
wrong? Actually, you
Please.
know that's
You know
something
he
we
went
should have brought
blonde?
up with him. I saw that.
Yeah.
That
Not a
he
good
was-
look.
Instagram or
I
something.
thought he said he was going to the forest or something.
Okay, so now we're done with shower thoughts, and we're moving on to "Am I the Asshole?", which is a fairly popular subreddit. People will give their little story, and they ask people of Reddit to judge whether they were the asshole in the situation or not. So, let's see. All right. Am I the asshole for triggering my roommate's eating disorder? My roommate moved in 4 months ago, and she's constantly telling me what I can and can't put in our fridge. I can't bring in cottage cheese, yogurt, celery, chicken breasts, rice cakes, etc., because it's stuff that triggers her, because it's what she ate during her eating disorder days. I put in a white plastic bag, which she claims she will look inside of and get triggered by. The only way she says I can have that stuff in the apartment is in a mini fridge in my room. My room is tiny, barely fits my bed and desk, and I'm not spending the money on a mini fridge when there's a perfectly good fridge in the kitchen. I told her if she buys the mini fridge, I will use it, but she refuses, saying I should be buying the mini fridge because I'm choosing to buy foods that trigger her, and I can just not. But she's triggered by staple foods. Unfortunately, I can't move out until the lease is up in June, and this apartment is cheaper than most, so I don't want to move out. I just ignore her until last week when she threw out my groceries. We had a fight about it, and she accused me of being cruel to make her look at her triggering foods. But I put them in a white grocery bag. She can't say anything unless she intentionally looks at it, which she admits she does, but still blames me. Am I the asshole? What do you guys think?
I
It's
don't
gonna be-
think so.
You don't think she's the asshole?
The person who's buying the food? No.
Yeah. Okay. I was scared because this like eating disorder stuff can be really controversial, but I feel like in this case, because she's giving it's good. Like she's even considerate, right? Because like she has like a white plastic bag and
Yeah.
all that, and the other girl's going out of her way to check inside the white bag, even though she knows that there's gonna potentially be food that's gonna trigger her. I don't know. I feel like it's good to be considerate to an extent, but
Yeah.
that the girl with the eating disorder is kind of pushing it.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
roommate
I
is definitely
agree.
going, like, she's going out of her way to, she's basically triggering herself. The person that posted is, being considerate, putting the food in a bag so that the roommate doesn't have to see it, because this person likes chicken breast and yogurt and celery, which are completely normal foods, right?
Mhm.
But if it triggers the roommate inside the bag, that's her own problem.
Yeah, and I think like this is like a super common phrase, but like people aren't responsible for other people's triggers, and like it was really like nice of the poster to like be considerate of it and like talk about it and try and like fix it in a way, but you can't like change your life because of someone else's triggers. And I don't know. I feel like there's definitely a better way to go about it.
And then she was even like considering buying, or not buying. She was like giving solutions. She's like, okay, yeah, I won't put these foods in there, but you're gonna have to buy me the mini fridge. I'm not gonna go out of my way to like, deal with your problems. So I vote yeah. The girl who with the eating disorder, as like terrible as it may be, she's being the asshole.
That's true. Well, not true, but
Agreed.
it seems that a majority of the comments agree, saying not the asshole. Am I the asshole for asking a girl to not bring her creepy boyfriend to my house anymore? She was upset to hear it, and it felt it was inappropriate for me to ask her for help. I am a DM, Dungeon Master, for a game of Dungeons & Dragons that I host at my house for friends every other weekend. I hosted for 5 friends, and recently one of my friends moved away, and some of my friends knew a girl, Jessica, that seemed interested in playing. Each week, some of my friends will bring their non-playing partners around. They'll chill while we play, and after the game, we all hang out and have a few drinks. This week, Jessica brought her boyfriend, James. Got the first time, I guess probably... Yeah, for the first time, my girlfriend Allie was there too, and during the game, I was just focused on that. But when we wrapped up to hang out and drink, a few things happened. Allie told me that James was talking about lesbian porn and he kept looking at her, and it was a weird vibe since she and I are the only lesbian couple. James was joking about which of our D&D characters had the best tits, but then he made a comment about how my tits were better than my characters. Interesting. James asked if I was pissed off that Allie's D&D character had an in-game NPC husband. I said no, it's a made-up story. Jessica didn't hear any of this. He changed his tune when she was within earshot.
That's so weird.
That was weird. So I wrapped stuff up early because of him, and I was kind of pissed off and drunk. So I, perhaps inadvisably, texted Jessica that same night. I'll just quote it directly. Me. Hey, it's been great having you in the party, but could you please avoid bringing James to my house again? Jessica. How come? But you're okay with everyone else's girlfriends and boyfriends? Me. I just want to focus on the game, and in the future, he said some stuff that stressed me out. Jay. He was in the other room when you were DMing. What are you talking about? Me. Some stuff he said afterwards made me uncomfy, enough to end the party early. I'm just not okay with him coming to my home again. Jay, will you tell me what the F he said? He said too much sexual shit about me and my girlfriend. Not comfortable with hearing those kinds of comments again, and I'm not letting anyone come into my house and harass my girlfriend that way. So basically, you're so welcome, but I'm not comfortable with you bringing him around. She didn't answer that text and I fell asleep. Then I found out she told the rest of the group saying how inappropriate it was of me to ask her for out there, and not even try to break the news in a kind way. Not a kind way. I feel like I kind of get that, but I also feel like if you invite someone along to another person's home, you're responsible for them. And if the host isn't invited back, you need to respect that and not argue and act entitled to bringing them just because other boyfriends or girlfriends are invited. Am I the asshole for how I handled things with my new D&D player and her creepy boyfriend? What do you think?
No, I feel like this
Not
is a
at
very
all.
obvious answer.
Yeah.
This is pretty obvious. Definitely.
So weird. Also, like Jessica, that was like one of Jessica's first times being there. So it's not even like she's a close friend of like the person. I don't know. They have way too much entitlement for like the position they're in.
And the fact that like the girlfriend went out of her way to tell everyone else when it wasn't really any of their business.
Literally.
Yeah, I think this is pretty obvious. Not the asshole. I mean,
Yeah,
it is your
and
house.
I just realized, I think that, okay, so just to clarify, this is like all of these are from the perspective of the poster, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I did the last one wrong. I thought it was the other girl, but so the last one I meant not the asshole, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the asshole. Okay.
That's what you said, anyways.
All right, so yeah, we all agreed not the asshole for this one, right?
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people.
I'd be surprised if anyone. I'm sure we can find at least one person who sides.
Probably.
Well, I'm definitely not siding with the girlfriend, but like it's her boyfriend. She probably is gonna do the best to like defend him. But either way, it's still an asshole thing, you know.
Let's see. Am I the asshole for yelling at my daughter's 14 female? Am I supposed to say that part? It doesn't matter. High school counselor for dress coding her. Hey everyone. So yesterday I get an alarming text from my daughter while at work / running errands. She says, "Daddy, okay, that sounds way too sexual. Dad, I need you right now."
I'm clipping that.
Me being overprotective, I asked her what happened and immediately dropped, I'm assuming that says drop, everything to drive up to her school. She said a particular counselor had given her a detention slip because of her pants. When I saw her getting dressed for school, she wore these pink and black Batman pajama pants that she has worn before. As I'm making the drive to her school, she calls me and says the counselor is following her and yelling at her to call me or she's going to have detention all week. By the time I get to the school, my daughter's in tears, saying she continued the threat of detention while she was in class, and she followed her into the classroom. Oh, at this point, I'm pissed. I get a hold of the counselor and absolutely lose my cool. I ask why is my daughter being targeted when I clearly saw at least 5 other students with similar style pants, and are they being subjected to the same reaction that my daughter got? And she told me to mind my business and worry about my daughter. I kept my cool at that point because she called the school police as I was leaving. So am I an asshole for cussing out her counselor and possibly making it worse for her with that counselor? And there's also 2 edits. So edit number 1, thank you all for actually putting me in my place. I know I overreacted, but the school dress code initially didn't say anything objecting to PJs, only items that were too revealing, but the code was updated just last week, apparently. Edit number 2, I also went to the school this morning and spoke with the principal, and I also apologized to the counselor for my actions. Is this person the asshole?
I was gonna say not the asshole, but now, well, you know, I don't know. This one is actually tough because I was gonna say the asshole because he's going to a school and like yelling at these staff who are doing their jobs, but then he's also explaining like all these things that the counselor is doing, like following like her around and everything, and like threatening her. So as a parent, I feel like definitely you're not the asshole for doing that, but it's a weird balance where I don't know what to say. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I'm pondering it right now.
I think like I agree with you. I feel like it was very like a huge, not overreaction, but like they made a scene out of like all of this, and especially, I mean, she's 14. That's like, is that middle school or high school? I think, oh, high school.
High
It literally
school,
says right
Yeah,
there. My
freshman.
bad. Like you're on a school campus yelling at like a counselor. Like I get being mad, and you can approach it a different way, but you don't have to cuss them out in front of everyone.
Yeah, but
You
also
know?
the
Yeah,
high
it
school
definitely could have
counselor
been
was like
addressed.
targeting the daughter.
Yeah, I agree,
It seemed
but
like that was
just
unreasonable targeting too. It
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
definitely. But that doesn't make yelling at them reasonable.
that's true.
I feel like, but I don't know. As like if I were a parent, I would definitely understand like being. I don't know if I'd get that pissed at that, honestly. Like he definitely could have addressed that whole situation a lot calmer.
Mhm.
Like you can be and act and look pissed without yelling, you know?
Well, but
Yeah,
your daughter's just wearing her Batman PJs and she's crying
literally.
because a counselor was yelling at her. I feel like if I was the guy, I'd be pretty pissed too. But
Yeah, especially like if your daughter's crying, it was definitely worse
Is the
than they're
daughter
making it out to
crying? Did I
be.
miss that part?
I don't know if, I mean,
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure
I thought we had to
that whole
school. My
situation
daughter's in
because they
tears.
called her and then she's telling her to come like right away. Um, Damn, I don't know why is this actually hard. I want to say, he's not the asshole. You know what? No, I don't think he's the asshole. He definitely could have handled it a lot better, but he was protecting his daughter to the
yeah.
best he could. Not the asshole, but definitely could have handled it a
I'm
lot
gonna
better.
say kind of similar. I'm gonna say not the asshole singular, but one of the two. The other being the counselor.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They were kind of both just being dicks, but the counselor was also being unreasonable at first. So the father being like unreasonable back isn't unreasonable, I guess. I don't really know how to explain that, but like it's I think it's a fair reaction
Hmm.
for
I
what
agree.
happened. Like if your daughter's crying because a high school counselor is yelling at her for wearing goddamn Batman PJs, which is apparently against the dress code.
And then
Like
also
you could
she
be
was the
nicer about it.
only one who got put because they mentioned that there was other people wearing pajama pants, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you
And like taking a situation, almost not everyone, but a lot of people at Mission wear pajama pants often, right? And then like if one person was singled out, would it turn into a whole situation really?
yeah, I think it would have because targeted.
I want to do it where they are. I mean, I know we can't tell before, but
Do you want to do one more then, or wait? Am my brother self-conscious about inviting me to family events? Wait, what does that even mean?
what?
I mean, their family,
If
right?
it's hold on, if this isn't short, I want to see. Um, I don't even understand what this one's saying, so I kind of want to read this.
Okay.
Okay. Am I the asshole for making my brother self-conscious about inviting me to family events? Okay, I need a second to like think about what the hell that actually means. Okay, so
I think if you read it, it'll make more sense.
his brother is like, or this person's brother is gets self-conscious when they have to invite Redditor to. Okay, so
Predator.
whatever. I, 20-year-old female, have a twin brother that has decided I'm no longer allowed at family events. Interesting. A little background. When we were kids, our parents got divorced and I moved away with their dad. He passed away when we were 17 and I moved back to live with my brother, mother, and stepfather. One day, I met my brother's girlfriend, also 17 at the time, of about 1.5 years. I didn't know anyone, so I started hanging out with his girlfriend. We became friends, and she admitted to me that she thought she was into girls. Interesting. This eventually led to us hooking up behind my brother's back, and we eventually fell in love. This part I knew was wrong. The whole thing blew up one day, and we were caught, and my family and brother were devastated. Fast forward to now, and I moved into a new place with my brother's ex, who is now my girlfriend. I spent the last 3 years mending my relationship with my brother, and everyone seemed to have forgiven us. But now that my brother has been seeing his new girlfriend for a while and started bringing her to family events, my girlfriend and I haven't been invited to any. When I confronted my brother about it, he told me it was because he didn't want me to take another girl from him. My mother agreed with him, My stepfather agrees with me and thinks they're being stupid. My girlfriend is just keeping her head down and hasn't really picked a side. I think this is ridiculous because I'm not going to cheat on my girlfriend. I just want things to go back to normal. So, am I the asshole? And
Yes.
update. Oh, yeah, we can. Okay, update. I spoke to my brother and he feels like he didn't 100% forgive me when he told me he did and that it'll take more time. We've both decided that I'll give him space and take a step back from the family in general. And then thank you for all your insight on the matter. It's really helping a lot. Doesn't matter.
Okay, she's most definitely the asshole. I'm sorry, but she just like from
You
reading
think
that,
so?
she is annoying. She's annoying, bro. Because listen. So okay, she's trying to mend the relationship, or they say that they mended the relationship, something, right? It kind of sounds like she doesn't care, you know. Like
Why do you think that?
she hooked up. Okay, so she hooked up with her brother's girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually they fell in love, and then she then the oh my god, my words are getting mixed up. So then the sister and then the girlfriend, they get together, and then like they're all together. I don't blame the brother not wanting to invite her, because one,
Obviously.
the ex is probably gonna want to like come along, right? I wouldn't want to see my ex like at family events.
Yeah, especially if
And
my
then
sister
two,
stole her from me. That's like, dang.
exactly. And it mentions that the sister is like, I can't find right now where it says, but like where they try to like mend the relationship. Oh, last 3 years mending my relationship. It kind of sounds like she's not like she doesn't feel guilty at all. Like she doesn't care. I don't know. I wouldn't. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, it's one of those situations where it's like not family versus friends, but family versus significant other. But significant other is also connected to family.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like kind of weird because also like in the beginning it says that they didn't live together, meaning they probably weren't that close anyways. So, at that point they don't have like that connection from before to like forgive and forget or like that kind of stuff. Like they probably feel more like close friends rather than siblings, probably. I don't know.
Would you
But
cheat on your like significant other with your best friend?
well, I'm trying to
Or like
think
the other
of
way
like what
around?
if like this happened with like my sister or something, like
Mm.
if my boyfriend and my sister got together, like what would I do? That's how I'm trying to think of it. But
I'm assuming you be pissed, right? Like, would
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
invite
yeah.
her to like? But then again,
I
like they didn't have that sibling relationship since they were separated for so long.
yeah. I think at first I wouldn't just because it not that I would I don't know. It's
It's
weird.
hard.
Would you argue that he's being petty, since he mentions that like I don't want you taking my my new girlfriend, right? Like, would you argue that he's
I
being
think
petty,
okay.
or is it reasonable?
No, I think that one's like not unreasonable, but kind of like, bro, like you're kind of dragging it on a little bit because she has a girlfriend and like it I don't know, unless he's really, really, really unlucky, there's no way his second girlfriend's also gonna be lesbian, bro. Like that's literally just like you're just
He
unlucky.
turns them lesbian. That's such a
Literally,
bad
like you just
boyfriend.
must be like such a bad boyfriend. You're not.
No, don't go changing the narrative now.
No. But that part, that's kind of what's like having me on the fence because if that's his reasoning for not inviting her, then I think that she's not the asshole. But if there's other reasons, like he still hasn't forgiven her and he's still kind of upset about it all, then I'm not saying that she's an asshole, but like
She is.
she kind of is. Kind of isn't. Yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's sounding like you're leaning more towards she's not the asshole, but she could be the asshole. Like we just don't have enough information.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm saying full on she's the asshole. I just no. The fact that she went with the girl knowing it was her brother in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was kind of messed
And you
up.
can argue that they didn't have the sibling relationship. Either way, it's fucked up.
I would probably have to agree with Julian. I think she is the asshole, but I would not be able to tell you how significant of an asshole she is.
Yeah.
The brother
I-
definitely seems petty.
Yeah.
Like dragging it a little bit, but that whole situation is so messed up too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to forgive my sister if she took my
You stole your
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Like, come
Dang.
on.
She just has
So-
more game than you do.
I guess all of her Animal Jam drawing has just made her like such
For
a,
real.
made her
That's how
such
you
a-
get girls, bro.
play Animal Jam. I gotta start
Mhm.
playing
Animal
again.
Jam.
All
Hey
right.
girl, you want to
Well,
check out my
It only works for some people. You might be the exception.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. All right. Well, I think we should be done with this for now, and we'll go to relationship advice because we're at like 45 minutes in, and we need to wrap this up soon. All right. 28-year-old male boyfriend asked a female friend a sexual question and doesn't understand why I'm upset. I am 35 and female, and my boyfriend is 28 and male. Okay, so there's a 7-year age difference. Just making that clear really quick. We've been dating for 2 years. He is a video game streamer, and a female friend of his came in and was talking in chat about having a date a few days prior, and the first thing he said to her was, "Did you shave your,"
Down there.
that says, "before your date?" Since we are in a relationship and monogamous, that's like, in case you don't know, that's just you like one person or like you are in love with one person at a time. I'm pretty sure. I thought this was
Yeah.
out of line, and I'm now wary of his friendship with her and them gaming together and being in comms on Discord alone. He sees no issue, even though he has been suspicious of my friendships with males, and I feel he would have been upset if I had asked a question like that to a male friend. One streamer friend I made a friend zone joke to because I had previously avoided his advances, and I complimented his jacket, and my boyfriend was upset about that. That's a handful and definitely a wrong sentence. Another IRL friend, I hesitated when my boyfriend asked me how I knew him and why we were friends, and he said that he couldn't see why we were friends because we had nothing in common. I no longer speak to either of them because my boyfriend was uneasy about it. We can't manage to see eye to eye on this, so I would love some honest input. Seems like the story goes beyond just this, just
Yeah.
the title. A lot to unpack here.
I definitely think that he's being very hypocritical because he's setting a standard for her that he doesn't want him to follow himself. And like that's the biggest thing. Like if he didn't have those issues with her and her guy friends, then it'd be a little not different, but it'd be a different conversation. But I don't know. That's like a boundary thing, you know? Like some people have different boundaries in their relationships. And he's clearly set one that he's not willing to set for himself.
That is a good take on that. I would agree with that.
Very grown up, Yo-Yo Velocity.
Thanks.
So,
I don't. Well, okay. So with the situation with like the boyfriend asking the sexual question towards the other
Mhm.
girl, I can definitely see why she would be very upset about
Mhm.
that. It's just a question you don't really like casually ask.
Yeah.
Unless
on
it's like
stream,
a really,
too.
unless it's like on stream, and then, like I can understand if it's a really like a really close friend, but either way, if you have a girlfriend, you probably shouldn't be like saying that type of stuff towards
Yeah.
other women. But then
Even
for the
then.
other stuff, it just like basically you said like he's being what's the word?
Hypocritical.
Yeah, hypocritical, or like he's setting all these standards and like he
Mhm.
doesn't want her to have guy friends, but then he's speaking this way towards his female friends, and
Mhm.
yeah.
Definitely seems like a double standard situation.
Yeah. And even like I don't know. Even if they had like different boundaries with each other, that's still like a really weird question to ask. And like, I don't know. Guys are like weird. Not to, but like guys are
No.
weird. And when they ask questions
Do
like
it.
that, there's
Be-
definitely like there's deeper intentions. Like if you're asking like, oh, like did you shave? You know, you're like insinuating something, or they'll be trying to like imagine something, which is creepy. And like I know for a fact that that's how like a lot of guys think. It's not just like it's not an innocent question. I'm not saying every guy, but a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
can't.
guys will be like weird and creepy like that, especially the way he worded it. Like that's weird.
That's true. The wording is like it's not just like if it was like I don't even
Did
know.
you shave?
I don't even
Well,
know.
not like it's so unnecessary to ask too. Like there
That's
has to
true.
be.
That's true.
I don't know.
It's an
Yeah, no,
unnecessary
that just
question.
that question just pushes it, honestly. And obviously, we
Yeah.
don't know the like the friendship between the guy and then
Yeah.
the girl, but either way, the fact that he has a girlfriend, like just
It changes
makes
it a
it,
little bit.
yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say this to like a guy friend. Like I wouldn't ask him. If he told me, I'd be like, okay, cool. But I
Oh
wouldn't-
yeah,
Or it's my
Dude,
girlfriend.
I hear stories of like
like, hey, dude, you
like
shave your fucking
girlfriends.
balls.
Yeah, no. But like, do you like? Apparently, like some girls will like share their nudes with each other before they send them to like their
Oh.
boyfriend. And I literally
Yeah.
know like a group of girls who do this, and I'm like,
Is this good enough?
that's yeah, like they will legit like in their group chat.
Rate the news.
And yeah, and I sat there so shocked. I'm like, no, you can be like close friends with boundaries, right?
Well, some people have different boundaries, you know, like
That's true.
Yeah, but that's straight up like they may not be attracted to each other. It's not like me and Danny are sending each other dick pics before like we send
Yeah.
them out.
Hey man,
right?
how's it look, man? Oh, it looks great,
Bro,
dude.
hey, rate the pic, rate the pic.
mhm.
Bro, how's the angle on this one?
But some
Brother,
guys
take the
do
phone.
that. Like I know plenty of
way.
guys who
No way.
like yeah,
I've never heard of it, but
I've heard of it plenty of times.
Rate the fade on the ball sack. That's crazy.
I feel like guys usually have a bit more of an emotional what's it called barrier
Mhm.
and less
Between private stuff like that.
yeah, and less of a physical barrier. Like I'm all right, just like this is gonna sound bad, but just like beating the crap out of Diego and him beating the crap out of
Mhm.
me.
The best,
But
dude.
talking about something like this might be a little like, okay, why are you asking me this kind of thing?
It definitely depends on your boundaries though. Like I have friends who I would definitely not like definitely talk about this kind of stuff with, but like you know, you like talk about the process before you're like, oh yeah, like I shaved and I whatever, you know, before like going out and it was like, I don't know. Maybe it's different. It depends on your own boundaries.
That I understand. Like I've even had like not specifically that, but I've had like personal conversations, like extremely personal conversations about stuff like that with some of
Mhm.
my friends, right? But then I've also heard like some I might be wrong because it may be just a generalization, but that like some groups of girls, like friend groups, will like share their sex stories like in vivid detail, and then guys would like just won't. Like they'll say like, "Oh yeah, no, I had sex with this girl," but then like that's it.
Well, okay. My reasoning for that is that when guys do it, it's kind of to like show off, and when girls do it, it's kind of like, oh, like, what do you guys think? Was that okay? Or do you think that's weird? Or like, oh my God, I was really insecure about this, and blah 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 blah. You know, like, I think the intentions are different,
Hmm.
but it can go like it can definitely go both ways, you know. But that's just my opinion on why it would be different like that.
I'm so glad we have a third perspective on this.
Yeah.
Because
If it was all guys,
it'd be
it's like,
super
yeah, no,
biased.
bro, you like, no, women for real, women.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just better.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. If let's I'm gonna break this down really quick.
Mhm.
Straight guy, let's assume, okay, I don't
Mhm.
want to assume too much, but let's assume straight guy, straight girl, monogamous relationship, right?
Uh-huh.
It's okay. I think personally, it's okay to have friends of the opposite sex while in
Yeah,
a
obviously.
heterosexual relationship.
100%.
Nothing wrong with that. having close friends, whatever.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
if you're getting into like sexual territory with your close friends, I think that
Like,
all depends. Well, like just anything really. Well, fuck. See, that's
No. I agree with you because how I see it is that honestly, like if you're not friends with your significant other, it, that's it's not going to be a good relationship. But what makes the difference between them being your friend and them being your partner is the sexual part, and
mhm.
obviously not just that, but at least how I view it is that you should at least be good friends in a sense with your partner before like I don't know. I sound stupid saying it, but do you understand what I'm trying to say?
kind of.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Like, are you saying like you should feel comfortable enough with your partner to talk about that kind of stuff instead of going to someone else of the opposite gender
Yeah.
or preferred gender or whatever?
Like
Is that
like
what you're saying?
kind of like there's a obviously you can talk about like sexual stuff to your friends, but there's a limit,
Mhm.
like at that point that's kind of like you shouldn't be talking about that with your friends unless you're like I don't even see it like and I know people do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't see myself like oversharing with my friends.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's where like oversharing. Like I think it could be potentially okay to talk about sexual stuff with a friend of the opposite sex, gender,
Mhm.
whatever. But
Mhm.
like, if I don't know, if you're just asking like genuine question, I think
Mhm.
it could be okay. But the fact that you also have another
Yeah.
woman that is your significant other that you could ask, that I mean, fuck, I don't know. This is almost too
It could
complicated
probably
for
be
me.
super healthy and helpful to like ask a woman though, because if you're okay, so like in the scenario, straight man, straight woman, right? And then like you're trying to figure out like a way, like what you're doing wrong or like how to like please her or anything. If you
Okay,
go
but
to your woman friend,
uh-huh.
that probably that's probably the best thing to do besides going to like a guy maybe.
I
I don't know.
disagree. Okay. I think if you're asking about advice on your own relationship, just ask the person that you're dating. Like the best advice you're gonna get is from the person you're dating because you're asking about them, right? Especially if it's about something like intimate like that, you know? And some people have different boundaries. Like some girls and guys would get, or like people in general, people would just get like pissed if you like ask someone else about advice on that kind of stuff, you know?
Because then at that point, it's also sharing like personal information too.
Yeah, and it's like, why don't you just ask me? Like, why are you asking some other girl how to like do whatever? You can ask me.
That's
I'm gonna be honest. Oh wait, Daniel, did he want to say something?
Yeah, really
Go ahead,
quick,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
because the guy was not asking for like personal relationship advice. He was
Mhm.
just asking like a question that potentially could have overstepped
Well, yeah,
both people's boundaries. But in regards to asking for relationship advice from other females that you could ask your
from
own
other girls,
significant
yeah.
other, then I would agree, like probably talk to your significant other.
Mhm.
I was gonna say I could like in a situation where like you're at you were saying like how you wouldn't want like your partner to like
Mhm.
you'd rather your partner ask you, right?
Yeah.
In like in a way that I would view it, and it probably isn't like the healthiest thing to do, but
Mhm.
like if I have a partner, I really want to like impress them, right?
Yeah.
And I know it's good to show vulnerability.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If I can like find the answer without the way I'm gonna word it makes it sound terrible, but like without needing
Mhm.
their help,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel like it'd be cool like to like show that I
Okay.
can do it.
I get what you mean, but that's because you're talking about a situation where you're trying to impress them, meaning that's the beginning of the relationship. So, or like the whatever it is, you know? So that's still like way before anything like weird. Like if you're like 2 years into a relationship or something
Mhm.
and you're asking other girls for advice, like that's,
That's true. This is two
you
years
know,
in.
Like if it's in the
Would you-
beginning, like that's fine. It's a different situation, it's different context, but you know.
Do you not think that like you should not? Okay, you know what? No. You know what? I think I'm gonna prove myself wrong. I was gonna say, do you think you shouldn't like at least be trying to constantly like impress your significant other? Not constantly, but
I wouldn't know. I don't have a girlfriend. Ladies who play
I was
Destiny and
yeah,
or
I was
League of
gonna say,
Legends, hit me up.
I've never been in a relationship, so I can't really say. You're right. So you've been in a relationship.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's just up to everyone's individual like boundaries with that and like the context and all that stuff.
Mm. I don't know. Like if I ever get a girlfriend, I feel like I'd be
If no,
if
when
for real. I mean, I am talking to someone right now, but anyways,
Ooh.
story for a different time.
ooh,
Continue.
okay. I don't know. I feel like I. You know what? No, you know that I was gonna say, I feel like I'd get scared that they'd eventually lose interest, but I guess the point of like a relationship is finding out if you two can be together.
Mhm.
Because if you can't like sit in silence and then be comfortable with each other, then at that point it's not like a good relationship, right?
Yeah.
hmm
Agreed.
I also
I should
agree.
really think about my thoughts before I speak words. It's like I'm like, oh well, this, but that.
It's okay. We have the power
No,
of
it's fine.
editing.
Yeah.
All right. I think that we should wrap it up because it has been an hour.